Lots of changes, new horizons, struggling teams rebuilding, looking for a successful future, franchise-altering decisions that'll shape the NBA for the coming years. Many dreams have come true, still lots to be seen. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Here are all the winners and losers of the 2022 NBA Draft. Winner, let's start out with the number 1 pick, Orlando Magic, drafting Paolo Banchero out of Duke in the same mention with former Magic superstars Shaq O'Neal, Chris Webber, and Dwight Howard. Considered the most versatile player in the class, 6'10", all the tools, solid all-around game, not the most athletic but shades of 2019 Detroit Pistons Blake Griffin. The size as a power forward, the Magic franchise long bleeding, wouldn't be for long, will be part of the young core with the still very young former number 1 pick Markelle Fultz, good scorer Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr., Orlando very exciting to watch. Winner, the Oklahoma City Thunder, drafting Chet Holmgren out of Gonzaga. The insane defense at 7 feet, elite perimeter skills, the potential sky high, utmost confidence in the world. This is perhaps the most obvious pick from the tanking franchise, trying to collect more young assets. Already a couple solid guards, will have lots of playing time on a bad team, superstar potential. Thunder fans still need to be patient with loads more first round picks in the coming years. Winners, the Houston Rockets, selecting Jabari Smith, 6'10" guy with great shooting stroke, shades of Jared Jackson Jr. The franchise already had a season in of Jalen Green under their belt, got rid of Christian Wood, 42% from deep, all the tools to fit in the modern NBA. Big winner, the Detroit Pistons selecting very athletic superstar potential upside Jaden Ivey. Very well, who could be the very best player in the draft. Yeah, I said it. The feeling of not getting drafted by a dysfunctional Sacramento Kings franchise, a blessing in itself. Shades of a combo of John Moran, Donovan Mitchell, a great fit with former number 1 pick Cade Cunningham. Pistons backcourt will be one of the most exciting for years to come. Fearless attacking the rim, the finishes, in transition, all the tools to become a superstar level player. Given all the talks about the top 3 picks, Ivy can very well end up being better than all of them. The Sacramento Kings will likely regret passing up on Jaden Ivey like they passed up on multiple superstars in past years. College hoops junkies who don't normally follow the NBA will absolutely be fascinated with the Cunningham-Ivy tandem. Also grabbing Jalen Duren from Memphis State, a bizarre trade from the Hornets at 6'11", 250, a 7'5" wingspan, average over 11 boards per 36. GM Troy Weaver can be a big name in a few years if this team goes up from here. 2 of the most elite athletes in the draft, one of the youngest teams. Combined with his physical body, plus Isaiah Stewart, Pistons looking to build Bad Boys 2.0 again maybe? The fans no sweat losing Jeremy Grant, which was a thing in the past. Winner, Ousmane Dieng from France, from getting booed from Knicks fans.
The New York Knicks select Ousmane Dieng from Bordeaux, France.
Just like many others drafted by the big market struggling franchise, to moments later getting traded to the Thunder for some first round picks, will play alongside Chet Holmgren, a small market, raw, will likely take time to develop. OKC, a franchise that still has all the time in the world, an experimental process. Winner, the San Antonio Spurs, not forgetting the 9th pick, but by selecting a sleeper in Malachi Branham out of the Ohio State University, regarded as potentially the steal of the draft, somebody New York could have selected at 11, finished the season with the Buckeyes putting up over 20 a game on 57% shooting, final 10 games. After averaging just 11 the first 22, a deadly mid-range game, a solid athlete, can create his own shot at 6'4", reminds me of a smaller Chris Middleton. This looks like a steal for the Spurs, very good offensive player at just 19 years old. Winner, the Philadelphia 76ers, taking baby steps getting rid of old Danny Green and the 23rd pick for DeAnthony Melton of the Grizzlies, age 24, a guy who's 4 seasons in, averaged nearly 11 a game, 23 minutes off the bench, okay 3-point shooter, slightly better than Green at this point in time, not a significant upgrade, but Morey absolutely looking for pieces to surround Harden and Joel. Winner, Nikola Jokic, not Jokic, selected by the Miami Heat, having a better draft moment than Jokic. Lots of talks about him potentially a steal. The Heat can develop any young player with work ethic at 6'11", can shoot it from the outside, put it in the position for a successful organization, can prove to be massive. Winner, again the Oklahoma City Thunder, getting 3 first rounders, Chet Holmgren, Ousmane Dieng From the Knicks to Jalen Williams. Williams, a 6'6" wing with a 7'2" wingspan, shot 40% from 3. All the selections the franchise can test in the mix. The team should put something together sometime mid-2020s decade. Loser, the New York Knicks, for failing to trade up for Jaden Ivey. That's too bad. Just like they were a pick short of landing Steph Curry, the lottery never seems to have gone their way. After the controversial envelope, one playoff series win last 22 years, RJ Barrett might become their first player drafted by the franchise to sign an extension since Charlie Ward in '94. Perhaps they gotta overpay for Jalen Brunson, who's a good player but not a superstar player, after trading away Dang from acquiring Jalen Duren, immediately trading him to the Pistons alongside Kemba Walker for a salary dump. All the optimism and prayers trying to make it super difficult when there will actually be a few good players drafted way after the 11th pick. How much homework have the Knicks front office actually done? The future thoughts and rumors of hearing Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving's name making Knicks fans very paranoid. Speaking of Knicks fans, also losers, booing a player and then realizing he's traded, lots of class. The fans praying for answers, believing they can land all the home runs never ceases to amaze me. Knicks fans always make their presence felt at the draft. Loser Keenan Murray getting drafted by the Sacramento Kings, although I do believe he will be a decent NBA player, but the franchise not getting a top 3 pick and passing up on Ivy, who I believe is one of the best players in the draft. The franchise still stuck seeking for an identity. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis might not even work, hasn't made the postseason since 2006. Nobody in their right minds want to be drafted by the Sacramento Kings. Loser AJ Griffin, drafted outside the lottery at 16 overall by the Atlanta Hawks, a 6'6" wing out of Duke, projected to land in the 7 to 12 range, a hit or miss, not the best ISO scorer, not a high ceiling but a good shooter. Don't see him becoming a very good NBA player, likely won't play too much for Atlanta. Loser Colin Sexton, the Pistons don't want him now after being able to take Ivy after tearing his ACL, and the Cavs being Darius Garland's team stuck in a nowhere situation. Cleveland will have an honest assessment of how much they really want to pay Sexton. Is he really worth it? Loser, the Charlotte Hornets gave up Jalen Duren for basically nothing, a defensive talent that the franchise needed. Kenny Atkinson backed out as head coach, preferred to remain an assistant. Hornets fans want to move on from Mason Plumlee. Montrezl Harrell's horrendous as a defensive big. Duren, in my opinion, better than Mark Williams, who they drafted at 15, who likely struggled to get minutes with the franchise. A Michael Jordan-owned team normally never drafts well anyway. Loser, I'm going with the Portland Trail Blazers. Selecting Shaedon Sharpe, the mystery prospect, the team looking to contend now after getting Jeremy Grant. Very difficult to assess how Sharpe fits in with the Blazers right now, will likely get traded soon is my bet. Loser, before the draft, Brooklyn Nets fans, after hearing countless Kyrie Irving drama and distraction, a sign and trade possibility, Shams and Bosch reporting on what might happen, the Irving experiment with the Nets have been an absolute travesty. Kevin Durant simply needs to wake up to understand Irving puts his team beneath him and a terrible teammate. After awaiting what Kyrie does, the franchise might also lose KD, a real possibility. No reasonable team right now that wants to contend for a title should even think about getting the disruptive, dramatic Irving. Honorable winners: Duke basketball program, Mike Krzyzewski's former player going #1 overall, happy in retirement, 4 total first round picks, proving to be an elite college basketball powerhouse. Thank you so much for watching this video. What are your thoughts on some of the winners and losers of the 2022 NBA draft? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you. See you next time.